What's up, guys? So today we're talking college football betting on players and player props, and this gonna be like a full like kind of master class of how to bet on player props for college football and what you should be doing. I'm just gonna show you guys some picks from last Saturday. This is we got two different strategies when we're betting on props, like player props. We want to do either all edge betting, so we're like just betting on the edges. So basically, Dampier was projected like 160, Stone was projected like 265, 270. Um, Mellet was like projected less than this, and then Lewis was projected like low amounts of yards. So like we're basically just like using all edges for this one that hit. So like there's that strategy and then there's correlation. So like the edge betting is working for me like right now. It's been doing pretty good. This one we hit here too, which was nice. We hit this one as well. This is all edges, so we just have like I don't know. I made a video on this earlier about like all the player prop edges, but like we need like 15 plus passing yards and I have like some cheat sheets that are available on my site. Um and you basically it'll show you all the edges. It's not on the correlation pairs one, but it's on this player prop one. So it'll show you all the edges here. So like if we look at this, here's all the edges for football. So we zoom in a little bit here. Go to the right. So here's all the edges for college football that we're looking at. 20 plus pass yards, 13 plus rush yards, 10 plus QB rush yards. So like we need our projection to be um 10 more yards than the actual line in either direction. So we could go 10 less yards and go on the under, but we need at least that many yards for each of these things. So wide receiver, we need 13 yards. Running back receiving yards, we need 10 yards. Wide receiver completions, we need one plus completion. So this is edge betting. So I basically was doing edge betting on those prize pick slips that you saw there. Um, but yeah, edge betting is very good. Keeping completions, we want like 2.5. Fantasy points, we want two for a QB, 1.75 for RB, 1.75 for a wide receiver, one for a kicker. And yeah, guys, this whole cheat sheet is available in the description below if you guys want to check it out. It's called like player prop mastery cheat sheet or something like that. But yeah, this is just basically edge betting. So once again, just betting on all the edges here. We like going under on the college football guys just because they're not like professionals. They're gonna make mistakes. They're not gonna like necessarily hit a specific line every week. They're gonna be like less consistent than the pros for sure. But yeah, I think that's all we hit on this account. Yeah, that's all we hit on this account. But yeah, we're looking for edges and we're looking for correlations. So that's how we do the edges. So that's one way of betting on the player props. Another way is to do the correlation pair. So like we have different correlations here. So here's all the different correlations for football. So we got QB yards and then wide receiver yards. We got QB completions, wide receiver completions. They're both going to go up at the same time. QB1 fantasy score, wide receiver fantasy score. So we can either go under on both of them or over on both of them. That's what this OO and UU are saying. For negative correlation, we're doing over on one of them, under on the other one, under on one, over on the other. So QB yards and running back yards are going to be negatively correlated. QB rush yards, running back rush yards are going to be negatively correlated. Running back yards and wide receiver yards are going to be negatively correlated. So basically, QB and wide receivers are like on the same team for yards, and running backs on like the opposite team technically. Just because like there's only so many yards that they can get, and then the running back's just gonna like if it's like an all passing day, the running back's gonna get less yards. If it's a running day, QB and the wide receiver aren't gonna hit their lines. So that's kind of how it works. So this is correlation betting. So the way you do this, on prize picks without getting like penalized. So if we do like three of them together, they're gonna penalize us. So they're gonna make it a 9x. But if we do two on one team and then two from another game, so say we do WNBA for our other two. So we're gonna use positive correlation again here, and then it's gonna keep us at 10x. So what we want to be doing is two people from one game and two people from another game to keep it um or like a higher multiplier. But wait 1 second. But basically, when we're having like the two like correlated pairs, it's gonna give us like a way better chance of hitting this than our normal um edges. But then again, like when you're trying to pair them up like this, they might not be great bets, and you might not have like a great edge on whatever you're betting on. So it could also lead to failure if you're betting on Horn here, you're going over 43 yards. He's projected only like 42, but you just bet on it because of correlation. This could still not hit just because like Horn's not that good. So you have to be careful with correlation. You want like correlation where you have an edge, so you have like an advantage already. So like say Horn was projected 60 yards, Sanders is projected 320 yards. That's when we want to be doing the correlation bets like this. So yeah, like if we have edges on our correlation pairs, that's when we're like in the money for sure. So I'm gonna do this with NFL because college football lines haven't really loaded yet. But like we're gonna be using this for college football basically. So say we got Mahomes and we got wide receiver here. We do Kelsey. And then say we got Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson. We're gonna see if this takes off our correlation number. So like yeah, when we do it like this, it's gonna hurt us with the correlation. So ways to get around this is we can go on Dabble and use Dabble and do the same exact lines, and that's gonna like pay us out 10x. Um 1 second here, let me blow my nose. Yeah, so we can go on Dabble and we can do the same exact plays and keep the 10x. So we might have to switch to Dabble for the season just because Prize Picks is kind of ripping us on these correlations. But if we do another sport, it's definitely going to be fine. So we do like WNBA in college football or college football and NFL. It should be fine. So let's try like college football and NFL here. So a college football correlation and NFL correlation is a 9x. So what we want to be doing is probably going to Dabble and just using Dabble just because they don't like dock us any multiplier on our correlation pairs. So I don't have Dabble on the web here, but you guys can get that app. It's like a purple app. It's really good. Um, really good multis on there. So we're just gonna be using Dabble, I guess, this season, just to get the correlation, like the maximum like possible multiplier. Like we don't want to be getting hurt on the multiplier. We don't want it to go to like an 8x or 9x when we can just keep it at a 10x on Dabble. So yeah, let's get through all the different correlations here for football. So we got let's do like rushing yards for a QB versus the running back. Let's see. We got any QBs on here? So we got Anthony Richardson here. So say here's a correlation right here. So we got Anthony Richards rush yards. We got Jonathan Taylor rush yards. So these are correlated here. Either way, they would be correlated just because there's only so many yards we can get. So here's one correlation. And then say we got Jonathan Taylor doing good. Then we got the passing game kind of slacking for them. They don't have the QB on here. We're gonna have to do a different example for this. Oh, here's a QB. So say it's like a rookie QB. He's probably not gonna do great his first game. So what we're gonna do is hate on the passing game and then like bet on the running game. So, let's find a receiver for them. Do they have a receiver on here? See Indianapolis. Okay, Michael Pittman. So what we're gonna do here is under on the passing game, over on the running game. And then we can also do this the opposite way, kind of depending on the projections and the edges. Um, so say the passing game's projected to do good. We're going over on the passing yards, under on the running yards, and this is positively correlated as well. And we can do this for completions too. So, pass completions and receiving completions. They don't have receiving completions up yet, but they will. So that's a thing we can do. If they had fantasy score up, we could also do that. So we do like passing fantasy and then the receiving fantasy. So that's another option. Um, so we also have like QB rush yards. So QB rush yards and the wide receiver are going to be negatively correlated. So um, if the QB's rushing, that means he's not passing, and then the receiver is doing worse by default. So sorry guys, got a runny nose today. But yeah, so if the running backs or if the QB's running and the wide receiver is not getting the ball because the QB's running instead of passing to him, this is going to be positively correlated as well. Let's see what else we got here. So we could also do a slip like this. So we got two receivers here. They're going to be getting most of the yards, and then we got let's see who is a running back for Baltimore. So we got Derrick Henry. I wouldn't bet against Derrick Henry, but like this is just an example. So we're gonna hate on the running back and then bet on like the passing game. And this is also positively correlated. Um, but like what we really want to be doing with college football, like the one that's gonna be getting us paid in college football is doing something like this. Like not necessarily with like this caliber of quarterbacks, but doing something like this in college football is gonna be what's getting us paid. So QB wide receiver, QB wide receiver. As you see, like they're lowering it because it's such a good correlation here to 7x. But like this is money in college football. So if we go to Dabble, we'll still get the 10x. So don't even worry about like the prize picks lines. Just get on Dabble instead. Go to Underdog Sportsbook or like FanDuel or something. FanDuel will also punish you for correlation. So maybe not FanDuel, but Dabble is a great app for this. So we'll keep the 10x on Dabble here. And we're basically just going to be hating on the number one wide receiver, hating on the QBs. And that usually works really well for college football, especially like the college football quarterbacks just don't be hitting their lines. Like, if the first week is any like telltale for the season, then they're just not going to be hitting like a lot of their lines. Like this guy right here, look at him. He's getting a ton of yards. He's probably playing at like some no-name school or something. But yeah, like we want to be hating on college football quarterbacks just because they're like not as consistent as pros. They're not necessarily great. So yeah, these are the different correlations for football. I think we covered most of them. So yeah, basically running backs on an opposite scale as your QB and your wide receiver. So that's like the main thing you need to know. Um, yeah, when the QB's rushing, that means he's passing less. That means wide receivers getting less yards. Means the running backs getting less yards. When a receiver's doing good, that means the running back's doing bad. Running back's doing good. Receivers doing bad. Running back's doing good. QB's doing bad. But those are all the different correlations for college football that we need to know. And I hope you guys can use this for your player props. And yeah, get on Dabble, get off Prize Picks for the correlations. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Take care, peace out. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Join the Telegram in the description. Yeah, peace out.